Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Right now we are driving in Namibia. We are in Africa right now in this video. As you all know, I just came from Namibia a few months ago, and I've been uploading videos from my Namibia series. But of course, the videos have been slowly coming in because I keep getting interrupted by more time sensitive content like the recent Mara drama. Make sure you watch those videos, but let's go to Namibia now. Okay, let's wait for the cows to pass. This is a daily thing in the northern part of Namibia. Cows everywhere. For those of you who are just tuning into the Namibia trip series, I did upload a lot of videos. I started off in Windhoek City, the capital city of Namibia. So please make sure you check out those videos also. So here we are just driving around. The weather is beautiful. It's always nice to visit the northern part of Namibia called, we call it Coambo. It's usually where the Oshoambo speakers of Namibia live. Oshoambo speakers of Namibia is they are the majority tribe in Namibia, and they live in the northern part of the country. So we are driving around, we're buying building materials because guys, I'm building my village home. Yes, you heard that right. I'm building a home in the village. Of course, my family has a lot of land in the village, and we already have homes there where we can stay. But I wanted to build my own home for my family so that when we come to visit, we have our own place. And then when I'm not there, the place can be rented out to those who want to experience true African village life. So while in the northern part of Namibia, I've been going around almost every day, going to the building store to buy material. It was definitely a lot of hard work, so make sure you stay tuned watching my Namibia content. And also I'm going to upload videos of me actually going through the building process. That was quite a learning lesson, because as you all know, I live in the USA, in the Washington DC area. And I don't want to have another house in the city just yet. I don't want to have another house in the Namibian city just yet. So I thought, let me build a unique accommodation in the village of Namibia so that people who want to have a unique experience can just go to this village home in Namibia. They can just relax and enjoy the back to basic lifestyle, where you almost like going back in the day. You are around nature, you are not stressed. You are just relaxing, chilling, enjoying life and your vacation. So here we are in Oshikango area. That's like the border of Angola and Namibia. Quite interesting. As you can tell, Namibia is a pretty much clean country. Even when you're in Windhoek City, the roads are well kept. The streets are clean. Namibians, we don't like to litter just like that. We pick up the trash after ourselves, and we don't like to make our country dirty. So that's why when you go to Namibia, you'll be surprised at how clean the country is. And of course, if you don't know much about Namibia, Namibia is a densely populated country. It's only a country of like maybe 2.5 million people. So it is a huge country though. Don't get it mistaken. Namibia is a big country with a small population, for various reasons. So again, guys, enjoy the journey. Just pretend you're there with us. We're driving around, listening to music. We are still in the northern part of Namibia, and we just finished our shopping. So right now we're just going to another store. We are going to the beauty store, and then we just finished our shopping at the beauty store. And then right now we're just driving back to the village, because the stores are more like in the town area. The main stores, the big stores are in the town area. So right now we are driving back to the village. I think we are driving back to the village, or maybe we're driving to the store here. These videos, they're not in any particular order. We are actually in the village because you can see the huts. Yeah, you can see the diamond brick houses. Yeah, and it's also so nice being in the village. It's in the nature, you see cows everywhere, goats, animals, chickens. My kids went with me. We had a lot of fun. The amazing thing about, taking my kids to Africa, my kids are American, born and raised. But I take them to Africa a lot, The oldest one, who is 10, has been to Africa 3 times now. And the youngest one, this was his first time. and they adjusted so well. You know, they were playing around with the other kids in the village and in the city. They enjoyed chasing chickens and goats and just being in the nature, you know. And the good thing about taking your kids to the village or to the farm, they're able to roam around freely. You know, you don't have to worry much about them. Honestly, when I was there, it's like I'll see my kids in the morning, and then I'll see them when it's time for dinner or lunch. I'd have to worry about like, oh my goodness, where are my kids? You know, it's like I was back to being a single person with no kids, you know, because you have family around to help you take care of the kids, and the kids are playing with other kids in the village. You know, kids are just free. And I like that about the farm life, village life, because kids really do get to enjoy and live a life of an actual child, you know. Because in the Western world, the kids are in gated communities, the kids are overly protected because there are crazy people out there. But in the villages, in the farm, the kids roam around freely, you know. And I like that because that's the kind of lifestyle that I had. That's the kind of childhood that I had. You know, I was raised in a very relaxed environment where I played with other kids all day long. I was not locked up in a house or in a building. I was freely roaming the streets, you know. And I want my kids to experience that kind of life as well, because to me, I had one of the best childhoods. I was actually a real kid growing up. You know, I was running around freely and everybody was like looking out for you. You know, it takes a village to raise a child in Africa. So I want my kids to get to know different lives out there. You know, they live in America, they go to school in America, but I take them to the village or to the farm in Africa and to the city as well in Africa so that they can get to know another life, you know. And my kids love being in Africa. They are such a blast, you know, and up to now they talk about it. So if you're listening to this, give your kids a different lifestyle, a different experience in life, you know. And look at those kids walking to school. Speaking of kids walking to school, so my 10-year-old son had the biggest or the best experience of his life. He actually had a chance to go to school in the villages, you know. So I gave him an experience of being a child or a day in the life of an African village student. So he went to school with the village kids. He walked for like an hour one way, an hour back the other way, and he was in the classrooms with them. He even had a chance to teach the kids English and how to read, because compared to the village education system, my son who's 10, he's actually more advanced in the villages. Like maybe even Namibian schools, he's more advanced because he can read, write, he can do a lot more stuff than the schools in Namibia and the village. So at 10 years old, he was able to assist his teacher and teach the other kids. Some of them were even older than him. So please look out for that video coming soon. The video will be titled A Day in the Life of an African Village Student, something like that. So anyway, guys, so this is a village life. Village life is really beautiful. So, and I told you guys I'm building my village home. So, you know, you guys will be invited. Well, the good guys, you know, because I have to really vet everybody going to my house. You know, I'm gonna put it up on Airbnb, and I don't know if I'm gonna put out the link publicly, but I will give you guys my email address so that when the house is when I'm ready for you guys to come and visit, you can just email me, and then if I like you, maybe you can stay for free. No, we don't freeload around here. You know, I'll charge you a reasonable fee, you know, to enjoy this wonderful village life, you know. And one thing about admires me about the African students or village students, they'll walk long ways to school, sometimes in the heat, you know, and that's really dedication because they want the best life. And, you know, I hope you guys are watching, you know, you're still watching up to this point. Again, we are in the village of Namibia in the Ohangwena region. We're just driving around. Right now I think we are going to the store. You know, I don't know this area that well, and my videos are not in order. So I think right now we are going to the store to buy more stuff. You know, like I said earlier, every day was like a trip to the store to buy building materials or to buy grocery. But it was always a fun ride because I'm in the car with my family and friends, blasting music, enjoying the lovely weather, being in the nature, not stuck in traffic, you know. It's definitely a beautiful experience. And if you've never been to Namibia before, and if you've never been to Africa before, I encourage you to go and see for yourself. You know, Africa is beautiful, the nature is beautiful, the people are beautiful, and it's safe. You know, don't believe what you hear on TV or elsewhere. Watch my Namibia content from Windhoek City to now the village, and really just, you know, fall in love with the place. And when you're there, it's not it's not the same as when you're watching on the videos. When you're there, you really feel that peace, you know, that nature, that fresh air is really, really amazing. And of course, some of the roads are tarred, you know, and by when you really like in a village side, the roads are not tarred. It's like gravel roads, you know. So you know, most people, you have to go with a 4x4 car, you know, big wheelers. You know, you cannot take a small car to the village side. Well, not all the village sides have, you know, big like sand, but if you're gonna go deep in a village, definitely need a 4x4, like one of those big four-wheelers, you know. But if you're in a major cities or in a small towns in a village area, you can survive on a small car like a sedan, you know. So right here we are again back in Oshikango. Oshikango is, like I mentioned earlier, is a northern it's a border city between Angola and Namibia. The Namibia side is called Oshikango and the Angola side is called Santa Clara. You can literally go into Angola without even needing a passport. Well, let me not advertise that, but I'm just letting you know, Angolans go back and forth between Santa Clara, Angolan side, and Namibian side. And Namibians do the same thing. You see them just walking through the borders like with no major issues, you know. And in fact, my sister did test it out. You know, she didn't have a passport. So her and our other friends and family, they just crossed right into Angola with no passport. And they were just fine. But you have to hear the whole story. I'm going to upload that video because they did have problems coming back to Namibia. That was a big hassle for them. But they were able to go into Angola without any issue. But coming back to Namibia, that was scary. You know, so. And also one thing, guys, I know in this video you see a lot of like stores that sound like the South African stores. Namibia and South Africa are sister countries, you know, with they both had apartheid. So the music, the dance, the food, you know, the culture of Namibia and South Africa is really similar, especially when it comes to like commercial stuff like food and stores and banks and the music stuff, you know. So that's why when you go to Namibia, you feel like you're in smaller South Africa. They are very close, you know, they are like sister countries. You know, guys. So what do you think so far? You know, what do you think of this video? Make sure you leave a comment below. Let us know what you think of Namibia and what you think of the village side or the towns in the northern part of Namibia. You know, would you like to come out here? And again, here we're just driving around, you know. In the next videos, I'll show you inside homes in the villages and also show you the building process. And I also just show you life in the village, you know, what we do while we are there, you know. I'm a city girl. I'm raised in the city, you know. I mean, my early days, I was in the refugee camps because I was born in Angola in the refugee camps. But from the age of 10 or 11 and 12, you know, I kind of like grew up in the city. So I consider myself a city girl. I'm not really a village girl. But now that I'm a little bit more mature and grown, I do appreciate the village life. I appreciate the quiet life. I appreciate the simple life now, you know. Because before, when I was young, I used to hate going to the village, you know. That's like punishment, you know. I'm like, well, I gotta go to that life, you know, leaving the city to go to the village. That was like torture, you know. At least I could start, even up to like maybe up to a few years ago as an adult, you know, I would go to the village and just survive for 2 days. After 2 days, I'm like done. I'm like, you know. But now the villages have changed. It's more comfortable to be there because you have the electricity, you have running water in the house. You have a nice, you know, like modern building. You're not just staying in huts. But before, back in those days when I used to visit, you sleep in a hut. You have to go and fetch water from the well. You have to go and make poop in the bush and dig your own hole and carry up your poop. Sorry, guys. Your waste is the nicer word. Yeah. So the villagers are more comfortable now. So I can definitely stay there for like months or even years, you know. But before, I couldn't survive in a village, you know, me being a typical city girl, you know. But definitely, you know, the village life now can be comfortable, you know. And also, like our neighbors, some of our neighbors still have the authentic village life. You know, they still live in huts. They still go and do their business in the bush. They still, you know, go and fetch water at a distance. Although now some villages have tap water, like a community tap water. But but things are slowly improving in the villages, you know, for those who have money to build houses and build brick houses, and those who have money to bring electricity into their homesteads and water as well. So guys, again, stay tuned for the village series. Oh, and I gotta tell you about this incident right here. So right here we are in an illegal gas station. It's not really illegal. Maybe it's the non-official gas station, you know. These are the Angolans. It's right at the Angolan border, you know. This is not allowed, but we were just driving there and we stopped because my cousin wanted to ask about the gas. And we went there again before, and we almost got robbed. These guys wanted to beat us up. They wanted to steal my phone. Yeah, they wanted to steal my S22 Ultra phone, and it wasn't even in Namibia at that time. It was a brand new phone just on the market. Yo, it was really scary, but thank God for his protection. I could have lost my phone or my life, and we could have really gotten beaten up badly. And I would have lost also all my footage, but I just thank God for life, because that day, that was scary. And then none of them touched me by God's grace. Nobody was touched because we put up a fight. You know, they were scared of us. Alright guys, that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it helpful. And of course, don't forget to leave your comment below, like and share, alright? And thank you so much for your love and support. And of course, to all my people of African heritage, please let's embrace our Africanness. Africa is beautiful. You are beautiful. To my non-African heritage people, you are loved. You are welcome to anytime. And of course, I love you guys. Thank you for support, and God bless.